And people are.
Welcome back, everyone. Hope you had a good time. Here goes our next session. The Microsoft Copilot Manage Your Daily Work, presented by Gokula Komanathan, the founder of CubeMac Labs and a senior implementation consultant in hospitality technology. He is an experienced developer with a demonstrated history in the computer software industry, skills in Microsoft.NET, Microsoft Azure, Microsoft SQL, Oracle SQL, Oracle Autonomous Cloud, Network Security, Linux, and Windows. Please join me welcoming Mr. Gokulan Somanathan to the stage.
Thank you. So, hello everyone. I know how hard and so difficult after full meet sitting inside a AC room. So we will manage and I will quickly finish my presentation. So please somehow manage not to sleep during my presentation. Thanks. So I am Gokulan. I'm a founder of CubeMac Labs and I'm a senior consultant for hospitality technology, which is a Oracle company. Anyone heard about company called Oracle? I know you all have heard about Microsoft. There's a company also called Oracle. Fine. So there is a new technology or tool which all the earlier speakers also presented about Copilot. So you all are used ChatGPT and other OpenAI and each and every tool where it's prompt and it's giving you some advice suggestions like that, right? So in Microsoft, they have released the option called Copilot. So let's see how we can take advantages of Copilot and we can move forward with uh, our daily works. Especially in my presentation, I will show you how we can make our business success with this Copilot, not for the IT industry, some other industries like hospitality, banking, finance. So those people, if you are an IT guy or if you are from a background of IT, I am pretty sure you will able to manage everything. You will develop, or you will at least you will implement a system with Excel or Access or database. Or you will, but if a person or particular business is from a different industry like hospitality, finance, banking, health sectors, in day-to-day life, they are using so many applications, and they are going with some industries. They are still with manual books and manual presentation and handwriting drills. So if they are able to use this Copilot, how they can save their own time and how they can manage their life easy. Let's see how we can. So again, thank you for your sponsors, Digital 400 and DMS Software Engineering Private Limited, for sponsoring this event. So here, this is the next events to come. Hope you will get a notification after this event. So what is Copilot? So I don't want to tell you about an explanation or description or summary. Let's say when you want something, or when you want to know something, or when you want to do something, there's a prompt, or you have to give a chat to the particular system, get it done easily. So that is the basic summary of Copilot. So now when it's come to chat, so you all know what is chat, right? So is there anyone from university background right now? Currently in the university? Okay. So you all know, right, what is chat? Chat is in the sense, hi, bye, thank you. So instead of you are making your chat with your girlfriend or boyfriend, you can try to chat with Copilot and get the work done so fast. Okay. So when I am using my Copilot, when I angry with my wife, I go to Copilot and I will chat. I will do something. Hey, do this, do this, do this. I will put and push of each and every my angry to the Copilot and get it, because I can't face the issue with the wife, but Copilot will get it done. So here, this is the website, copilot.microsoft.com. You can access and you can do it. So in earlier, Patrick shows how to work Copilot with Word and PowerPoint. So I don't want to waste time with this, but anyhow, I will show a quick introduction of this one. So each and every, most of the Microsoft 365 application has Copilot facility, where it will automatically check grammar, spelling, and formatting, data, and chat. So when it's come to write an essay or write a letter or write an invitation, most of the time where we are failing is when it's come to grammar or spelling. Nowadays, I am pretty sure each and every email come to inbox is with very good grammar, because we are not writing it. ChatGPT is writing it. So this Copilot also will check. So what we need to do is we need to give our thoughts to them. We can't ask, hey, Copilot, do this for me. We can ask, but we have to give a prompt, or we have to give a guide, or we have to give some advice. Hey, do like this. I need a prompt, I need an application, I need an invitation like this. It will compare these all and create suggestion as well. So when it comes to grammar and spelling suggestion, it has already pre-trained models, like whatever our natural language or whatever the language, machine learning language, it will search each and every use machine learning technology or algorithms, and it will suggest the very correct and meaningful document for you. So when it's come to document formatting, so normally if I guess, if we need to write a letter for someone in Word, normally it takes some time, right? At least for 5 minutes, or 4 minutes or 5 minutes to write, right? Dear sir, something, something, something. But if we go and we have to format the date, we have to format the addresses and the signature, everything. But if we use the Copilot, we can get it done within few seconds, not minutes, within few seconds, and we can send it. So that somehow we can manage with Word. And when it's come to PowerPoint, I guess this presentation also Patrick already did. When it's come to Copilot PowerPoint, it has a suggestion how the design or how to create a presentation. It will from the suggestion. Do you want like this, or do you want like this, or do you want to insert a slide like this? So we have the feedback also. When we are giving a feedback, it will get that feedback as a learning point, and it will make some more attractive PowerPoints as well. So next, it's come to Excel. I am sure that all of you are using the Excel for daily life. Anyhow, you are using Excel for your daily life or daily work, or even in the financial institution. But when it's come to Word and PowerPoint, somehow you can drag and drop and you can manage your Word document or PowerPoint document. But when it's come to Excel, you need to have some mathematics knowledge as well, right? Formulas and entering, and you need a logic as well. How it should done, or how this percentage needs to be calculated. But what's happened if a person behind you gives some prompt or give some advice? So when you are type a chat, hey, do like this, it will automatically prompt a formula and give you a results. Then it should be good, right? So when you are purchasing, or when you are activating Copilot, you will get Copilot access with Excel as well. So it will automatically do some tasks or perform some tasks, as well as suggesting some formulas. Okay, you can do like this, and it automatically create columns and provide insight. So let's say I will show you in the demo how this should be done. So let's say I have an Excel file which contains the data of sales data, and we are providing to someone from finance or manager, and then he has to put formula and he has to check how this sales has been done or how the sale should be, and they have to manage the percentage and the insight. But when it's come to Copilot, this will automatically done for you. There is nothing you have to do with that one, and you have to get that insight in another Excel sheet as well. So especially when it's come to budget spreadsheet like sales data or sales summary or special task, any other Excel sheets, you can upload, or either if you are using a web or desktop application of Excel, you can use this Copilot mode or Copilot, and you can ask Copilot to perform the particular task for you. So in these cases, especially for Excel and other cases, what you can do is you can bring the technology to your business and make it done. Either hiring another people to do that. So let's say you are managing your data in your Excel. What you can do, if you are owner of a company or if you are a financial advisor of your company, either you waste time on applying formulas and spreadsheets and copying, pasting, you can use the Copilot and you can get it. So next, Copilot with Outlook. So when it's come to Outlook, Outlook is one of the communication tools where we are sending emails and files in between one or two person or inside your organization. So let's say these days we are getting a big paragraph of email. You are getting a big paragraph of email, but the topic is one topic. Like let's say aMP Colombo event is on August 1st, at 8:45 a.m. at Microsoft Tower 2, but you are getting a big paragraph of email, like 3 or 4 paragraphs saying, hey, I am from here, I am from here, I am from here, but the summary is there. If you are using with Copilot with Outlook, it will summarize and tell, hey, this is the summary. This is the summary they are talking in this particular email. So that also we can check in the email. Also, Copilot will help us to make our manage inbox and calendars, tasks, everything very organizable, and it will give suggestion. So let's say if task or calendar, we are adding a adding a meeting, and which you already plan for a meeting for a particular time, and you are trying to plan another meeting. But in that, Copilot will advise that you already have a meeting for the particular time. So let's move on to the small demo, and I will see. So here I have a Excel file with some sales data.
It's not on the screen.
Is it true?
Yes, you should stop screen and reshare on the group. On your screen, on the right, on top right, yes. Yes, exactly.
So I have a sample sales demo which it have contain order date, region, manager, and salesman, as well as item, units, and units. So these are the sample data you are organizing your daily basis, your activity. So let's say if I want to calculate something, or if I want to show some insight, normally what we are doing is we are going to click this one, and we need to put the formula. If we don't know the formula, we have to search it in the Google. Sometimes it will be a mess. Sometimes it will mess all the columns as well. But here, let's take a look how we can manage this with Copilot. So if you see here, there's a button. There's a button called Copilot mode to enable this one. So once enabled, there is a pop-up, or there is a chat window open with Copilot preview, where you can ask questions, or you can put your commands to do. So let's say I'm going to show insights of the data. So data insight. I just press this one and see how this Copilot going to give an insight of this particular data. I didn't do anything. Just press the button only. See, it's analyzing the column from here to here. See, once it's analyzed, it's showing a data of unit by order date in a graph pattern. So normally, if we are drawing a graph with our formulas or anything, at least we need 5 to 10 minutes if we are expert in Excel. But with Copilot, we can go with within seconds, right? In this internet bit slow, that's why it takes time. But if the internet speed is good, we can get it done in milliseconds as well. And also you can see, can I see another insight? Yes. So there's another insight. See, and let's see another insight. So if I want, I can add these two sheet as well. And if I want, I can ask them, show me all insights. So then it will show all the insights. Also, let's say there is no suggestions. So let's say I need a suggestion to calculate percentage of particular manager. Percentage of particular manager called Timothy. So what I need to do is percentage of units the manager is. So here what we are doing is, let's say someone producing a, we are assuming that someone is producing this Excel sheet and we are going to just talking each other. Like talking each other, we are just chatting it. We are chatting with Copilot and we are getting the results. Let's say, see, I have asked only the manager called Timothian, but it shows all the manager's details and highlighted the particular manager. And if you want total sales, you can. So here, this is a total sale of particular position, and also you can see there's a lot of prompts coming. Show the total, show the whatever the suggestions also there. Even though if you are not want or not, it's showing the total as well. So this is how the basically there's a lot of things you can still do with Copilot, but I'm just showing the basic things. Also, I have showed you that Copilot can be used with Outlook as well. So here there is a huge email saying we have an event of please make your calendars, just a reminder. There's a huge email saying something, but instead of that, instead of reading that, I can ask Copilot, hey, please summarize this email. It's saying that you reminded the team. It's saying that you already replied. You already replied, and this is the event. See, so it's just checking my other emails as well and prompting a reply saying you already replied, and this is the summary. On 1st of August in Microsoft Sri Lanka, we have an event in this. Also, for this particular here, if you are providing feedbacks means that it will take particular feedback uh, as a training model and it will get trained how the reply should be applied to you as well. And also another two things I can show you over here. So in this Copilot, they have released uh, another tool called Designer. That is a pre-built designer where you can create your own images instead of you creating it with image tools like Photoshop or any other graphic tool. You can simply design or simply make it happen within a few minutes. So let's say if you want to create a social media poster, here you have to create and you have to, there's an option called creating cards. Here Facebook ad, LinkedIn post. So let's say I want to create an invitation. So I just need to tell them invitation for one. So it's taking my prompt as an input and it will search some internal thing and it try to create an image for me. Let's see how the image should be. Here, see, normally if you try to, I guess if you try to create only this particular background on this one, it will take more than 10 or 15 minutes, right? So in this here, it created within 2 or 3 seconds. Also, another tool called Clipchamp. That is a AI video creator and video editor that also released in the build. So here, what you can do is in the web version. So normally in earlier era, if you want to edit a photo or edit a video, you need to have a big software, right? Big software like Adobe Premiere, those softwares are, I don't even think so we can install in our laptops. We have to have at least we have to have 32 GB of RAM and installation and those things. It's just going to the website. Let's try to create a video. I'm creating a video with AI. Adding images here. So let's say I'm going to add the images from today's event. I'm going to give a name for the aMP. Get started. So again, it's giving a pop-up saying how this video should be. It's a modern sleek or something, I don't know. Then I am saying choose for me. That's all now. It's finalizing it. So let's say how this video is going. So within a few seconds, I am not sure even though if we are expert in the video editing or video creating, we can create a video, we can make an animation in this fast. So let's say it's asking whether it's a landscape or portrait video. So selecting landscape and full name. Let's say the video as created in a second. This is another tool with Microsoft. So you can export if you want. I am not exporting this one. Yes. And also this is the Word one. I am sure that Word and PowerPoint you already uh, demonstrated by that. So I didn't take that. So that's all about my presentation. I think. So is there any questions from your end? Which one? This tool? It is available inside the Microsoft 365, but for the premium, you should need to pay amount. But it's a way or it's a thing. Sorry, I didn't get. Can we this video with the pizza way or it's a importing. You can import the image, but I'm not sure whether we can import it directly from the pixel. But you can use the designer and you can create the own images. Instead of pixel, you can use the designer and you can create whatever the image you want, or else you can upload your own as well. So each and every, even in the Excel, if you come to Excel, you can upload your own Excel to Microsoft Excel, and you can analyze the data as well.
What are the limitations when it comes to the design? There is a watermark or something.
No, there is not watermark. So there is no watermark. I think
No.
time limitation. Yeah, time limitation, and it has a premium as well, right?
Yeah, premium allow best time, quality, but probably length of the I'm not sure.
What about the storage? I mean, the file sizes when it comes to uploading.
No, file you whatever you can upload. Whatever. Too familiar, I just show it to you. You can do you can learn how the file storage and how it's. Yeah, you can get it full HD. I'm not sure if- I guess you can upload as you want, because it's just prompting when it's completed. So any questions? Sorry?
Using it for Excel, when we expect directly measures for
Last date.
large data set.
Yes. And you can make the calculation in between 2 dates if you have the particular column is in a yeah.
We take a large data sheet.
Yes. And even you can make you can ask Copilot to create some other columns and add these columns or highlight. Those functions also available with this program. And when it's come to PowerPoint, so instead of showing how Copilot helps PowerPoint, I can simply say this PowerPoint I created with Copilot. I didn't write any words. Just I put and created this PowerPoint from the Copilot. After I came this morning, I'm pretty sure. If you want whatever the presentation, if you are giving a correct prompt or something, you can just make it however you want. You'll put even these pictures also it automatically taken from the website or something. I just press the whatever logo or something. This presentation is fully made with Copilot. So thanks to Copilot. Any other questions? No questions so far. And another question from you. Have you heard about Microsoft Learn? Anyone? Anyone have followed Microsoft Learn? So that is one of the good platform where it has. Yes, it's. Learn.microsoft.com, where you can get trained of each and every Microsoft new technologies or whatever technologies which is in market. So you can train from A to Z. And whenever you are training it, you will get a level as well. So it will show from scratch to whatever the new technologies you can go beyond. Also, if you can follow and another thing I need to make, you have to contribute our community as well, because most of the MVP and technical experts are leaving from our country. So you have to be contribute, and you have to be a MVP as well. And please contribute to the community. Then only you also will get growth, and others also get trained from you. Okay, that's all.
Thank you so much, Mr. Anand, for that wonderful and insightful session. So, to present the
Ask few questions from the
Yeah, sure. You already started using Copilot to the other tool? Copilot?
questions that comes from the audience.
Anyone can tell any application which comes with my Microsoft 365 subscription? Very easy question.
Three.
3 or 5?
Outlook, email, then Teams, SharePoint, OneDrive, Copilot to an extent.
Ask a
What
question
are the
from
tools?
Copilot.
Sorry?
Ask a question from Copilot. Give us.
Yeah. What are the tools available in the Power Platform?
Hmm.
Become Copilot.
Anyone from here?
Power BI. Power BI.
Thank you everyone for not sleeping for last 40 minutes, and thank you so much. And kindly request, please attend all the community events and be a community contributor. Like if you thank you.
Thank you so much once again, Mr. Ramanathan, and congratulations for our winners. To give present the token of appreciation, I would like to invite Mr. Ikis Point to
we lose the sharing.
Exactly.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Anthony. I'm the client services manager of Digital 400. This is the first time we are sponsoring the event in Sri Lanka. So we are basically a startup company. We have about like 3 to 4 years experience in the market. So the immense growth we had has actually pushed us to go this kind of sponsorship and be part of this community. And I'd like to thank the aMP community for giving me this opportunity to sponsor this event and represent Digital 400. So I would like to take this opportunity to walk you through this about Digital 400, the solutions we do. And I have got 10 minutes time, so I'll try to cover as much as possible. So this is the quick agenda I have today. So I want to first do a quick introduction about the key personnel part of Digital 400, and then some of the services we have to enable digital transformation. So I'll walk you through all, and then some of the SaaS engineering solutions we do right now, and some of the our approach to laying the foundation stone for an effective transformation. Some lot of companies come up, the audience are representing some enterprises, corporates. So I believe that will be helpful, the approach we follow in laying the foundation for an effective transformation. And at last, we have one case study, a video case study to present about New Zealand Safety Black Foods, who's one of our primary customers based in New Zealand. Yeah. To start off, I would like to introduce myself and Kamal. So Kamal is our cloud solutions architect, and we both basically lead the delivery, client relationship, and so on. And we have a balanced team in Australia and New Zealand as well. So we have a couple of on-site resources. We work with them in the driving delivery aspect of it. Kamal will follow the rest of the engagements in terms of the Azure side of it. So to start off with, so like I mentioned, so we have a main corporate office in Colombo, and we have our registered regional headquarters in Sydney, and we have a project office in Auckland. So this is the new office we kind of shifted 2 months ago. So this is located in Kartulua. That can house about like 120 plus developers. So and we are ISO certified at the moment, and I think less than 5% of the software companies have ISO, and we have actually got that ISO certification assessed for this state of the art office we have in Colombo. So we formed in 2018, pretty young. So at that time we start very small, And right now we have about now 35 to 40 developers in our office. And we are specialized in full stack development, mobile, um, user experience and design, UI UX part, and also at the end, cloud enablement. So at last, if you look at, we are specialized in transforming legacy applications. So if we have legacy applications starting from the enterprise application to line of business application, we specialize in modernizing them. We help transforming companies, modernizing and building latest application on top of it. For example, some customer touch points like e-commerce solutions, mobile solutions. So anything that is kind of hindering companies to grow and utilize the latest technologies, we are experts in modernizing those legacy applications, right? And like I mentioned, so we hold ISO 27001 2022 for the Advanced Technology Center in Colombo. So this is a high-level view of the digital services we enable to transform organization. If you look at the underlying layer, that is basically our enterprise application transformation domain. So it can be SAP, Info, Oracle. So whatever the underlying layer they have right now, that is supply chain management, finance solutions, and all. So we have experts who can basically do application development and management of that enterprise application. And on top of that, if you look at, we have the full stack solution. So full stack solution, so we have on top of that three main pillars. One is the mobile application development, UI UX, and at last the cloud. So all of these pillars, on top of that, we have the data and AI layer of it. So that basically consolidates all the information from bottom, and then basically we use that data to build a data lake, data warehouse based solution using intelligent cloud. So if you look at in summary, so this is how our ecosystem works. On the on your right side of it, you have the process automation part of it, which means your supply chain management, customer engagements, and your HR solutions, and your line of business application like point of sales, warehouse applications, and so on. And on your left side, you have the customer experience part, which means the customer touch points. It can be a mobile application, it can be a web application, it can be a kiosk, anything that is basically customers touching, that's basically comes under the customer experience management. We use web application, mobile, data and AI and UI UX, right? And if you look at the process automation part of it, so we have cloud. So the cloud transformation, lift and shift, or modernization of these applications and so on. And we have line of business application like point of sales, warehouse and distribution management, and legacy application transformation, as I mentioned. And at last, the security and compliance. So all of these basically governed by security and compliance. So we strictly follow secure coding, and as part of the ISO, we have a properly designed software development process in place. So which goes through code audit, a lot of compliance requirements, and so on. So that's I will brief you in upcoming slides as well. So this is one of the product we have called ISEC. So any companies who wanted to basically go for ISO certification process, we have a solution to automate that, which is mainly the risk assessment part. It's the trickiest part of the ISO certification. So as a company, you need to identify the risk, you need to document it, you need to apply the right treatment, implement it, and then continuously follow that process, right? So if you look at a typical ISO risk assessment process, so these are the main steps: identify, assess, treat the risk, implement, and then continuously improve it, right? So in an organization, for example, if you take a bank, there was a list of risk bank. That's about like 400, 500 plus risks they are documentary. So what we do is we put that into a particular bank, and that will be assigned to particular divisions. It can be the finance division, HR division. So, and that will filter it out to basically specify which department owns that risk. and then what is the risk treatment for it, and who is responsible for it. So any organization member who's part of this ISO committee, they need to own that risk. They need to apply the right mitigation step and implement it. Until he completes it, he keeps on shooting action item and reminders and so on. So that basically is a lot of organizations, the tedious process of going through a lot of security assessment and so on, right? And this is one of our this treatment slides, screenshots. So it says like high risk, medium risk, or low risk, whatever. Based on that severity, you can make that call, right? So this ISO product is called ISEC, which we are right now marketing. Most of our customers right now based in New Zealand and Australia, but we do work with local companies as well, right? So this is one of the product I have few minutes to go, so I quickly run through it. So this is one of the another interesting product we have right now that is called warehouse heat map. So when you have a large warehouse and distribution operation, what you could do is you can module that into a 3D or 2D art. So basically that will gives you like how much space you have. At the same time, there's an algorithm that runs inside and show you what are the fast moving items that you need to keep it at the entrance. For example, some dispatch item like anything that is fast moving, that basically eliminates time spent on logistics and transporting that and packing and everything. So this basically gives you a report saying, okay, what is the capacity you have and what is the boxing measures you have right now. And based on that, that will allow you to pick the right place that optimizes your time and everything. So that's very quite interesting. So you have 2D and 3D view as well, right? So this is one of the interesting product we have. So if you like to explore more, please contact me. I'll share my contact details, and if you have any network, please share that as well. So we can always ready to work on these opportunities. So I'll quickly run through this foundation layer we follow. So that is agility, efficiency, innovation, and strategy. If you look at agility, we follow a strong agile practice in our companies. So most of the project what we do is agile. So we use Jira, Confluence, everything is basically documented, and we use that process to not instead of going through manual or like email, Excel-based collaboration. We always follow these kind of tools, and customers also onboarded with that. And efficiency, for example, Sneak is one of the tool that basically help you to do code audit and also help you to improve the code quality of it. So we follow that process as well. And innovation of it. So we have a connected brain initiative. So what we do is like we bring expertise together and we collaborate with them. We get their ideas and we implement it. And for example, Knowledge Hub is also one of our connected brains initiative. So any customers who come on board, we build a knowledge hub for them. So any company, any new developer coming on board, he can basically go through that knowledge hub, gain information about what they do, their background, their domain, and everything. And then at the end, the steering committee and everything, the strategy part comes in. So with that, I would like to play a small video. So with that, I conclude my presentation here. So this is a company called New Zealand Safety Blackboots, part of Wesfarmers Group. Wesfarmers is one of the largest employer in Australia. So they have a industrial safety unit for New Zealand Safety Blackboots. So I would like to play this customer testimony and conclude my presentation. So with that.
Welcome to Digital 400, where innovation transcends boundaries in the dynamic digital landscape.
Is it audible, guys?
I think so.
Audible? Yeah.
Welcome to Digital 400, where innovation transcends boundaries in the dynamic digital landscape. Digital 400 leads technological innovation, driven by a commitment to excellence and cutting-edge solutions. We are a team of world-class software developers dedicated to creating groundbreaking software that can transform your business. Our diverse group of bright minds, handpicked from the cream de la cream of top universities, is ready to take on any challenge. Entrust us with your software needs and see your business soar to new heights. Nevertheless, let's hear from someone who experienced it firsthand. New Zealand Safety Black Woods, a leading supplier of industrial and safety products, workwear, and related services with over 35 trade centers in New Zealand and part of the Wesfarmers Group, has partnered with Digital 400. As their primary technology partner, Digital 400 is spearheading the end-to-end digital transformation for New Zealand Safety Black Woods.
So we've been engaged with Digital 400 now for a couple of years. They've been crucial to a number of our projects. They were crucial in modernizing our legacy applications. Their approach is to learn our business. So they've taken the time to learn our domain. And by doing that, they can have some really great conversations with us and come to us with solutions. We've also got a point of sale system now. Previously, we used the ERP system. It was, as you can appreciate, quite restrictive in its approach. You know, a lot of keys, a lot of understanding that they have to do. With this new point of sale, which has been embraced by the whole company across 35 plus sites in our call center and with our account managers, they've also given us a solution on an app. If our trade center goes down tomorrow, if one of them goes down, they can actually transact on the app. They can sell, they can receipt, they can do stock takes and stock adjustments. So that's been a huge benefit. They're also recently completed their ISO certification.
What I really like is the way our two teams work together. So there's really open and honest collaboration and fun and really good communication. We really know each other, and I think that allows us to be innovative and deliver good results.
Yeah. Thanks everyone for listening to our story. So like I mentioned, we are a startup company. We are eager to grow, eager to acquire more talents from Sri Lanka, and we look forward to partner with you guys going forward as well. And thanks so much, Patrick and Jamil, for delivering these sessions for us. And thanks for the opportunity.
Thank you for the session. And yeah, so what are the technologies, guys?
Technology slides is this. It's an annex. We are native mobile development and full stack. UI UX use Figma, just like old product. And I see this on PS4 guys. Yeah. Open.
Yeah.
Open.
Yeah. To the Digital 400. So.
Thank you very much for your sponsor.
So up next, we have another amazing session by Amar Ratna, the MVP, Microsoft MVP, and also Cloud Solution Architect of Digital 400. So I'm inviting you to the stage.
Yes.
All right, so we just turn this on. Can you hear it?
Okay, good. So how was the day, guys, so far? Are you feeling sleepy after lunch and all the sessions?
Good.
Not sleep at all, right? Okay, great. So yeah, so today I want to speak about Azure AI Studio, and this is the underlying service, and Azure AI, Azure Studio, and Azure OpenAI. That's the underlying technology for the most sessions that we have conducted today. And before moving forward, let me introduce myself. I'm Colombo. I'm Microsoft MVP in AI category. And last year I was an Azure MVP, and this year I'm AI MVP. And currently working as a cloud solutions architect at Digital 400. So let me jump into the content of the session now. So so I'm going to start with the really basic stuff. I want to give you an introduction to what an LLM is and how it works, and then gradually I'm going to move on to the Azure AI Studio. So before moving forward, I want you to I'm just going to gauge the audience a bit. So can someone tell me the difference between a language model and a large language model?
Bigger. That's bigger.
It's bigger. That's one answer. Anyone else? Right. Okay, so let's first understand what a language model is. I think that's the foundation of all these things. So let's start with a language model. A language model is a statistical representation of words. So basically, what it will do is it will predict words. So for a given set of words, it's going to predict what the next word is. So even before the advent of these GPTs and stuff, even 10 years ago, we had small language models in our phones. Like when you type stuff, it's going to predict the next word. Right? That is a language model. Right? So it's a statistical representation of words. Now, basically, what it will do is, for a given set of words, the only thing I know is that I know nothing. These are popular quotes. These are all over the internet, right? To be. That is the question. So if you give this as the input, it's gonna send this is the output. This is just language prediction. So that's what a language model is. Now, what is then a large language model? It's the same thing, except that it uses a lot of hugely advanced technology for predicting words. It uses neural networks. It uses GPT at the transform architecture. It uses a massive number of parameters, and it's mimicking the brain to do the predictions. Since it's mimicking the human brain, it's going to look like as if there's a human behind. Right? That's what a large language model is. That's what all these are doing. So they're just predicting the next word, the next token, right? So now let me show you a quick demo of the completion, chat completion, and in Azure OpenAI. So has anyone here used the OpenAI APIs to get things done? Directly APIs. Yes. Okay. I see some people. So this is the underlying technology of the most of the things that you have seen today. Let me just go into the this Azure portal here, and this is the completion playground. I'll probably have reshared it. All right, so this is the completions playground. There are two things. There are, you work with chats, and there is this completions playground as well. So what this will do is, this is the raw workings of a large language model. As I told you earlier, language models, they're just predicting text. This is the closest we can go to touch a large language model, right? So the idea here is that if I type, if I just go to that code, so the only thing I know is if I type this one. Yeah, it didn't give the same answer, and that is because this is the raw behavior of a large language model. It's random. Like you can't always predict what's going to happen, and these are the parameters that we can use to control it. And this is the lowest level of of the things. So basically, for given, this is the input that we give to a language model, and this is the output that it gives us. So just gonna, based on the things that it has learned from the internet, it's gonna predict the words. So like if we go the chatbots, how GPT works is that it's a fine-tuned version of this large language model. The chats, it has been fine-tuned only for chatting. So if I go for the chatbot like this, so we have the system message, you can think of it that way, and we have the conversation. If I start generating, yeah, this is the idea. It's just this is a raw working. So basically, we have to fine tune it so that it works like ChatGPT. And with these adjustments, like we can control the behavior. So this is the raw working of a large language model, right? So now, so these are the parameters that we can use to control the behavior of a large language model. We have the input and we have the output, and in the middle we have the large language model invocation. We have these parameters. I know this is a bit too technical, but this is the underlying technology of all the things that we have learned today, right? So when it comes to the large language model invocation, these are the parameters. We can control how the randomness of it, and the top words that it's going to use, and the maximum response, right? And all that we can control. These are the parameters for interacting with a large language model. So now we know what a large language model is and the parameters of it. Let's understand the benefit of these models for businesses. So that's what all matters, right? So these large language models, the underlying technology, it's called GPT. It's called generative pre-trained transformer. Generative because it generates things. Transform because it uses the neural network arrangement or neural network architecture called transform architecture, and it has been pre-trained, and that is the important word here. So if it has been already pre-trained, how does it benefit our businesses? Because it has been pre-trained with data from the public internet, and all our business data is in our private repositories, right? So how does it benefit our businesses? So that is the question that I'm going to answer in this next slide. There's a pattern called retrieval augmented generation. With this is the pattern that we can use for augmenting the business data or private business data to a large language model that we can use to ask our own questions. Like if you ask what's the best performing product last year, it's going to give us the answer. The pattern is that where we have the UI, where users can interact with the text-based interface or natural language as a human talking directly to a microphone. We have the UI and we have the large language model. Usually the app directly talk to a large language model, but in this case, in this pattern, we have two other components. We have the orchestrator and we have the private data sources. So what happens is that when a user asks a question about our own company, our own private data, the request goes to the orchestration system, right? What orchestrator does is that it's going to fetch the documents related to that query, right? So if we ask like, how did this product do last year? It's going to go and query a database. It's called a vector store, right? It's going to query that database and find the relevant document, and then it's going to feed all that, the prompt, and the prompt is what we send to the orchestrator for the large language model, and the knowledge we have taken, the orchestrator taken from this database. So, and then the large language model provides the answer for the user. This is the retrieval augmented generation pattern, and this is the pattern used in almost all the products that we have seen today, right? And this is the person who invented this pattern, the retrieval augmented generation. As I told you, it's very simple. The user poses a question, you ask a question from the orchestrator, it's going to retrieve the relevant data, and then it's going to pass that, the whole data and the prompt to the large language model, and then users can get the natural language response with the answer, right? So this is the retrieval part, and this is the augmentation part, and this is generation part, and that's why it's called retrieval augmented generation. Now we have learned what a language model is, what a large language model is, and the retrieval augmentation generation. We are ready to learn Azure AI Studio, right? Now, Azure AI Studio is a full lifecycle tool to build, customize, train, evaluate, deploy models responsibly. So the idea here is that it's full lifecycle because you can just easily go into the application and Azure AI Studio it's not the same as Copilot Studio because this is kind of the more technical version of it. We have more power, more control over the large language models that we can use. And with this setup, you can experiment, build, train, evaluate, and do the deployment within the solution itself. And that's the idea behind it. It's a more technical tool. Now, these are the tools available on Azure. Like, what tool should you use? That is the question that I want to answer in this slide. So, you learn about Copilot Studio, right? And we have Azure OpenAI. It's another service, and we have Azure AI Studio. It's a little bit confusing at the start, right? So these are the three main services available for AI-related stuff on Azure. Right? So if we go with OpenAI, so this is just Azure is hosting the models from OpenAI for Azure. This service only contains those models on Azure, right? And if you look at Copilot Studio, it is for building applications. It's mostly low-code, no-code type of a tool. You can easily build stuff, right? If you don't want to write Python code or just manually looking at LLMs and things like that, easily you can use the Copilot Studio, right? But if you want extremely customized solution for your application, if you have specific needs, you should go with Azure AI Studio. With this, you can evaluate different type of models, like we have the models from Mistral, OpenAI, and things like that. And you can write custom code, and you can orchestrate the flows to build the applications. So has anyone used LangChain and things like that? LangChain. All right, cool. So I'm going to give you the idea behind how these services work, how your LangChain works. So this service is actually, you don't have to pick one. These are better together. You can use it together when you build more and more advanced solutions. You can use both of them together and you can build one thing, right? All right, so now let me go into the architecture of Azure AI Studio, right? So first, let me go into the Azure portal first. And get started. So this is a resource in Azure AI Studio. You can just simply provision one, right? And basically, you can, if you work with Azure, it's very similar. You can basic information, storage, networking, encryption, and all that, and you can provision this Azure AI Hub resource. And this Hub resource hosts all our projects, right? So the idea here is that we have this Hub resource. Yes, we can control the security, connectivity, and computing resources. So basically, the IT guys, the IT infrastructure team provisions these resources on Azure. The developers can create multiple projects in the same resource, and they can do the experiment. So that's the high-level architecture of it. So basically, show you the how to bring it. We have a separate portal for Azure AI Studio as well. If we go into that. This is the Azure AI Studio. You can see the letters, right? Visible, right? All right. Okay, so these are the features that are available. I'll do a run through of this in a minute. So just see the architecture in a more detailed scale. So we have the, as I told you, we first provision the Azure resource to use the Azure AI Studio, and then we have the projects. For one hub, we have multiple projects that you can create, right? This is one connection. And for each Azure AI Hub, we can connect other Azure services as well, like other Azure OpenAI services, Azure storage accounts, and Azure search services for things like search functionality that, as I told you, the RAG implementation or the clear augmented generation interfaces. So we have the connected services to this Azure Hub resource. This is a more detailed architecture of that. And now let's have a quick look at the features that are available in Azure AI Studio. As I told you earlier, this is a more technical version of the Copilot stuff. So if you want to build more customized needs, you can use this. So the first thing is you can bring your own data. You can upload your files to, let's say, a storage account. or you can upload you can rebuild indexes in Azure AI Search, and you can easily integrate integrate with Azure AI Studio, and you can ask questions. So that's the first thing. And then we have model catalog and benchmarking. So as I told you earlier, in addition to the GPT models from OpenAI, we have models from Mistral, all the Hugging Face models and things like that. So we can models and things like that. So we can so if I move into the project, right? We have this model benchmark section and model catalog, right? So if I just as you can see, we have a lot of models. We have GPT-4, GPT-3, and all these models. We can just click on it, and we can deploy the model in the in our video of this service. So as you can see, we have raw access to all these models. And if I go back, there are a lot of providers, right? We have the 5 models, Llama models, and Mistral models, and all the other models here. And if I go into model benchmarks, you can compare the behavior, the performance of this model here as well. As you can see, with this, let's see this diagram here. It contains all the models that are available here, like most of the popular models that are available here. And say if I want to compare the GPT and say GPT-3.5 and GPT-4, as you can see, this is model accuracy. Average in average GPT-4 was better. The model coherence, that's how logical it is, and how we can ground the groundedness of that model. GPT-4 is better. And as you can see, you can compare any model, any 2 models, right? And then you can get an idea which model to use for which purpose. So that's one functionality of Azure AI Studio. And if I just go on to the so the model catalog contains around 1,400 different models from, as I told you, from different providers. And these are curated models. And these models, you can deploy them in a serverless manner as well, or you can deploy them managed compute kind of a way. So do you have any questions so far about these things, or any specific things that you would like to know?
Are they pre-trained models?
Yeah. These are pre-trained models, and we can fine-tune them if you want within the portal itself. Or we can build fully custom applications using, there's a feature called prompt flow. Yeah, I'm planning to do a demo as well. All right, so this is the 2 deployment models that we have available on Azure. So if you are deploying your model in serverless approach, you have to pay for the number of tokens that you consume, which is pay as you go type of thing. But with managed compute option, we have to pay for the whole virtual machine. So we have those 2 options, and I will explain what model benchmarking is. And all these services, you can control the content safety as well. Right? You have all the bells and whistles to control the content safety, because if you're exposing applications, it should be safe to the audience. So you have the control as well, all to a very granular level. So in addition to this, we have a lot of other services, the other features as well. Let me just go into that. All right. So these are the features. So this is the AI Studio, and in this scale we have the model catalog and model benchmarks and prompt catalog as well. We have a lot of prompts that you can use built in. You can search for prompts and you can get them. And if I move into one project, these are the options that are available. We have the model catalog, model benchmark, prompt catalog, the things that I already explained. And we have chats, assistants, image generation. So this is the DALL-E image generation that we have seen in the first session. We have DALL-E model here. You can use it with the APIs, of course. And we have the chat. So the thing is, it looks familiar. It looks like ChatGPT here, but the idea here is that this is not the UI for chatting here. It's just that this exposes the endpoints so that you can use these endpoints to build your custom applications. So that is the idea here. Yeah, for chats and chat completions, and we have the prompt flow, which I'm gonna demo later. We have the tracing as well. I'll explain what this means later. And we can add all the data, custom data. We can build vector indexes and all that. So this is the technology that Microsoft used to build a lot of the co-pilots that you've seen. So we have all that power to build your custom applications to this way, right? Okay, so now let me just go into the slide again. I've done the I will go through as well. So now I'm going to show you the first demo of the session, and that is chatting with your session. And that is chatting with your data and into this studio. And if I go into chat, and here you can add your own data. Basically, with this you can click on add your own data, and we have all these options here. We can directly select an Azure AI search resource or data section that we have here in Azure AI, or we can just point it to a blob storage, or we can directly upload files as well, right? And then we can, let's say I'm going to upload a document. It's a summary of a company that will show that to you. All right. Correct. So you can upload the files to blob storage, or you can connect them here. And then we can connect the Azure AI resource. As I told you earlier, the files, they contain the content, and those contents should be stored in a vector store to retrieve them, and that's why selecting the Azure AI search resource as well. And like this, you can upload your files, and then after that, so this takes some time, for it to be get indexed, and then after that, it will be shown like this here. You can start to ask questions like. All right, so here, let me see. It's a little unpredictable sometimes. It's kind of unpredictable, but anyway, so the idea here is that we can upload the data, and you can ask questions from this data, and you can keep the files in anywhere in Azure, and you can connect them. So that is the high level idea of chatting with adding your own data, and you can deploy them as well. We have the deploy button. With this, you can easily deploy it into an application like this. So this to an Azure service, and you can expose the application in your any website or anywhere you want. So that is the idea behind adding your own data, chatting with your own data. That's the idea. So now let me just go into the slides. The slides. It's a little bit unpredictable with these services at the moment. So I tried to do the next demo that I'm going to do. It's also it's about prompt flow. Right? Let me just go into the right. So the idea of prompt flow is that we can basically let's say we have to automate a business process, right? So at the process, like we have humans making decisions, we can allow AI to automate those human work. So that is the idea behind prompt flow. So with this, you can create executable flows linking LLMs and Python code. So for example, you have the Python code, and you can in the middle you have the LLMs working, and then you can write another Python code, and you can get the data from separate databases running your custom code, and that's how prompt flows work. And the idea here, the idea that I want you to take away from this is that you can automate business processes. Like at the middle of these processes, we have AI agents sitting in the middle, so they can make decisions, probably replacing humans as well. That is the idea of intelligent agents. Like assume, for example, we have the customer conducting a support service, and the customer coordinator, the support coordinator, he has to coordinate the support request. For they have to forward it to a technical specialist, billing accounts, or product specialist, similarly. So with this, see the support coordinator, for example, is not doing much work. He just reads the support message and just forwarding it. You can easily replace that with this AI kind of tool, right? This is the kind of thing that you can do with Flow. And but today, what I'm going to show you is that, let's say there's a business owner and he has a database, right? And he doesn't know SQL, right? But he wants to get insights. He wants to ask questions directly from this SQL database, right? So what is the normal approach? There's a SQL developer in the middle, right? The business owner asks the SQL developer, okay, what is this query to get the data for me, right? Today, what you're going to see is that we can replace this SQL developer with an AI model, right? It's not uploading a doc. It's not like uploading a document and asking a question. It's just running the live query in live database and getting the results. So that is the idea. So let's see how we can implement that. And first, let's think about how to build this intelligent agent. So the idea behind it, how to design, the design thinking behind it, right? So we have the user input, right? Let's say the user is asking, what is the most performing product in my database? What's the most expensive product? Or something like that. The user has the natural language query, right? So now we have to replace the SQL developer. That's the goal. So what is our thinking, right? So basically, someone has to build the SQL query, right? It's usually done by a developer. And then we have to invoke the database, right? And then we have to build the results, because the user is asking the question in the natural language, right? We have to build the result in the natural language as well. And to build the result in natural language, we need to have the user input as well. I'm showing this diagram because this is the design approach, or the thinking approach that you have to use when working in Flow or LangChain or any other service. So this is the design approach. So you have user input, the query building and invoking the database, and you have to build the result again. You have to invoke a large language model again 2 times, right? And then you have to output the result, right? So basically, we can the build SQL query thing. For this one, we can use an LLM model invocation, right? This is the LLM model invocation, and to invoking the database, we have to run a Python code or some kind of code execution should be there. And then to build the result back to the user, we need to again invoke a large language model. So that is the design approach for building these intelligent applications, the low-level intelligent applications with Flow. That is the idea. So, all right. So now I'm going to VR, and then I'm going to show you how to build one, right? So let me just okay. So I click create. So this is the prompt flow. We have 3 options. We can build the standard flow, chat flow, evaluation flow. So I'm going to go into that. I'm just going to focus on the chat flows, right? And this is one of the hardest things to understand for me, actually. It's kind of, but it's very powerful. It's very super powerful. But it's kind of the idea, to get into your head. It's a bit hard, right? So focus, guys. So we have the so on the right side of the screen, we have the inputs and the outputs and the chat node in the middle, right? And when you click on this chat node, it's going to give us the properties of that chat node, right? So let's figure this out together, right? And we have the input, and we have the output, and we have the chat node. Let me just right, and then so let's start to do some chatting here. So for that, we have to start a compute session. So basically, this is Python application running behind. So basically, you need compute infrastructure to run the flow. So that's why we have to start a compute session. There is serverless compute as well. Also, we have managed compute for this as well. So here, right. So for this flow, I have started a compute session. It takes some time. So I've already built a flow here. Let me just walk you through that until that gets created. Let's just see. Go back. 1 second. Create a new flow. So let me just explain. So this since all right. So as you can see, the compute session is running now. We can start to chat. Let's see how it works. I'm gonna put I here. Let's see. Okay. Now the first thing that we have to do is we have to configure this chat node. We can just add a connection. We have to set the large language model for it. So what's happening now is that this runs the whole execution. Here. We only have one node. It's going to run that node. It's going to load that node into the computation system that we have provisioned, and it's going to run this the LLM model. So we have the let's see. All right. So what I've been noticing last few days is that the Microsoft systems they didn't work properly, actually, to be honest. So what I've done is I've recorded the whole thing, whole demo. As you can see, it doesn't work. So anyways, I've recorded it, but let me explain the idea behind this, right? So it's the same. So basically, for this, if you look at this flow, for each chat message that we provide, right, it's going to run this whole flow. So basically, it's going to run this build SQL query, and it's going to invoke the database, and it's going to build the result back, and it's going to output. So that's the first thing that you have to understand. It's going to run the whole thing for each query. And so if I move to the this section here, we can just see the we can so if I move to this, let's say build SQL query. So this is the prompt that I have given it. So it knows about the structure of the database, and I have given instructions. So instructions like what to output, right? So basically, it's going to output whether to run a SQL query or whether to just give us the response, and have used few short learning examples here as well. So this is how the call structure the prompts for this example. Let's say if I ask you the order with the highest amount, it's gonna give this SQL query, and we have to invoke a database for it, so it's gonna give us this Boolean value as well as a response. And I have another example. We have like few short learning examples here. That's what this node does. And if I go into invoke database node, here I can read the response from this build SQL query, and this is how that is configured. In the input value, I have passed the SQL output, and you can change that as well like this. But yeah, I'm gonna put the output from the SQL query into the database, and then I'm gonna use the build result. It's another large language model invocation, as you can see, and we can add many large language model invocations as well. You can click here, and you can add more nodes. You can name the node, and you can add it, and you can add prompts of Python code here as needed. Right? Hope you get the idea. And for this node here, I have added 3 inputs. It needs the chat history, the whole chat history, and it needs the deep database invocation output, and then it can generate the user response. As you can see here, the prompt is you are a helpful assistant. You just generate natural language responses. I just passed in the JSON data that has been retrieved by the database, and then the question and the chat history. Right? So that is the idea behind it. So let me try again. I think Microsoft services are down. This is kind of unpredictable. But anyways, I've recorded a video of this. Let me go into that to show you how it works.
How have you presented the DB? So is it within the prompt itself, or is it within the portal where you?
No, I have another service here. Let me show you that. There's a SQL run actually. There's another service that, okay, now it works. Yeah, I have another service I have written. I'm going to show that to you as well. So basically, just generate the SQL and there's another service that just the database invocation.
Oh.
Yeah. So, but you can do it within Python as well, since it's Python code running. But that would be easy and it's easy to present as well. So let me see. Now it works. It's kind of unpredictable. Let me see. So I can ask all the normal questions similarly to another language model. So I have like few sample questions here. Like for example, like which product has the highest list price, something like that. We just ask that question from this. Let's see whether that works. And now let me show you this tracing functionality as well. With this tracing, we can see the code execution step by step, like what happened in each step, like what happened in the build SQL query, what happened in the database, and what happened in the build result level. So at this level, so we have run it. So basically, so this is a question that we have asked: which product has the highest list price? And this is the output of build SQL query. As you can see here, we have the select top one product ID name list price from this table here, right? So that's the output that we have given us. And let me see whether we have received the data. As you can see, we have the data. This is live data from the database. So let me ask, give me 3 random products. So the LLM it's going to write the SQL query and it's gonna invoke this SQL running instance I have on Azure. Yeah. So as you can see, these are the responses that is generated by the system. If I go back, yeah, these are the responses that are queried live from the database, right? And let me ask a few more questions. Let me ask, right? So if I can ask a question like this. So this question, can you provide a table listing of top 3 customers along with their total purchase amounts, right? So imagine things that you can build with this. You can invoke databases directly. You can invoke other services. You can have this AI agents in the middle, and you can do many things. So as you can see, it has queried the database, and as this is the response that this database has given the three customers, and we have the responses here, and it knows the context as well, right? So we can ask a question like, can you provide the address of Terry? Something like that. This Terry has the most sales, right? By the way, if you're a tech person, there's a database, a popular test database called AdventureWorks, and that is the database that we have in the middle. So I'll ask another question to see whether it knows the context and generate the SQL as well for that. As you can see, let me just go back and show you the SQL query that has been generated for you. Right. This is a SQL query. It's a pretty complicated query as well. So we can, and as you can see in the where clause, or SQL, in the where clause, we have the Terry as well in the first place. So based on this context here, like it knows it should write the first name as the parameter. Right? So you can ask many questions, and the best thing is that you can build this visual flows, and you can write the code within this UI here, and you can try it. And the next thing that you can do is you can click on one of these LLM invocation nodes, and you can change the connection, change the model as well. You can try to I'm using the GPT-4o model here. You can try with Mistral model or any Hugging Face model, anything like that, and you can evaluate the differences of the results. So you can play around the whole thing, and you can find a cheaper model for your AI workload. So that is the idea. And after doing all this, you can deploy the model as well within this portal, and there's an endpoint that you can use to build your own UI for it as well. So as you can see, we can configure the endpoint name, the deployment name, and the virtual machine that this runs, and then the number of instance count and all that. And then we can configure the authentication for that for the endpoint invocation, and then you can deploy that. I have already done the deployment. Let me see. So let me just go into that endpoint here. After doing the deployment, it's going to be shown here in this section. We have the pre-trained models deployed here, and we have our custom models deployed as well. So if I go into that and go into the test section, what you have probably noticed when you work from Flow, to provide an answer, it takes some time. It's really slow, right? But here it's not slow since that has already been deployed. Let's see. As you can see, it works. I can ask you what are the ask this question with direct deployment, right? This let me see. Yeah, as you can see, as soon as I ask the question, it's gonna run the query and it's gonna return live information. So that is the idea behind from Flow and Azure AI Studio. So let's go into the. All right. So that is the idea, guys. So if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer. So. Yeah, that's Python is the only language currently supported in Flow. Yeah.
And once you deploy, is it still running on the same whichever the complete deploys to its functions or the
once we deploy it,
it's creating an endpoint. Still using the same complete resource, or
no, it's going to deploy another virtual machine for it. Yeah. So as you can see, like if I go to the from Flow and the this one. So there's a compute session running for for experimentation work right here. But when you do the deployment, you have to provision another virtual machine here. Yeah, that's the idea.
this can be this endpoint can be added into Profile Studio as well.
Yeah. Can be done. Yeah, as I told you, it's a kind of a better together thing. That's what they asked us to do. You can combine those two services together and build solutions. So that is the idea. But you have more power over the LLM. If you're more techie person, you have the full control, right? You have unlimited power. So yeah, that's the idea. Yes. Like initially, it's really hard to grasp the concept that they have with the graph and the stuff. But once you understand how it works, it's really powerful. The idea. Yeah. Right. Any more questions?
Can you connect multiple data from different data sets outside of that?
Yeah, definitely. We have full control. I mean, since we are running the Python code here, I mean, as you can see, we're just using the LLM to use the natural language output, and then we can have any database or anything like that outside of that as well. It's fully possible. Yeah.
So the endpoint is enough to display.
Yeah. So, anything else? Good, right? Oh, yeah, I have to ask 2 questions and give you the bottles. All right, so, okay. I'm gonna start with the question that I asked from the audience, the difference between a large language model and a net language model. It's an easy question.
Language model is predictive. Like it's predictive but it's limited. It's a large language model. If you have more variables, like reduce more around the
Yeah. Yeah, you can. Yes. All right. Thanks. Okay. What's the next question? What's the difference between Azure OpenAI and AI Studio?
AI Studio uses multiple libraries to process, while OpenAI uses only one, its own.
OpenAI is a tool. Azure AI Studio is a tool. OpenAI is a large language API kind of.
Yeah.
The customers are only using
Sure.
AI Studio.
Yeah, okay. I think the closest answer goes to him. Yeah, the blue shirt. But both are correct. Okay. All right. Okay. So if you don't have any other question or anything, I can wind this up the session. So thank you so much for coming, guys, and thank you so much the organizers of and for organizing this event. It's really a pleasure to be here and meet you all. Yeah, thank you. Thanks so much.
Sorry about the demos, they were not that smooth.
So we are done with our sessions, but before that, so we will be having our closing of the battery. And also after that, you can do the evening tea. So we will be having our closing that you will be joining our session. And also after that, you can do the continuing of our session. So we will be having our enjoyed the tea and also contributed to the recruitmentship of the series.
So thank you. Thank you very much for everything, for coming. Do you have any question in the room? Because we have still some speakers. No, everybody. I hope you had learned a lot. How many of you think that they have learned something during the day? Okay, that's great. Thank you for the local organizers. Thank you for everybody. And we are looking forward to have another event maybe next year. Thank you, Ansanali. If you want to close as well, that's it. That's all. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So thank you very much, Patrick and Jamil, to fly over from the France.